Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thanks for joining us here. We're today going to be looking at Project for the Web, the new announcement this week in the end of October, beginning of November 2019. A really cool new tool, really designed for all those other folks out there that may or may not have formal project training or maybe doing some other aspects of management. And today we're going to be looking at really from the lens of an operations manager. So welcome and thanks for joining here. Now throughout today, go ahead and ask questions. On the other line, a little introduction. My name is Jacques Goupil. We're with PPM Works and really enjoy our history with Microsoft. Been with them for about over 25 years here, working on the product team as well as the marketing group and really evangelizing the tool set. Now, from a perspective of the PMO and creating process, that's really where our organization started when we went out there and couldn't find a super tool that had centralized repository. So way back when, that's when we were searching out and thought and saw Microsoft's vision here, and that's where we sort of drove our organization. Now, as we go forward, who are we? We are PPM Works. We're a gold certified partner. We do training, we do deployments in and around project. We do many of these webcasts. Microsoft taps us on our shoulder and says, hey, we need some help, some real-time experience from your clients. And I'll share a link with you that's all about our on-demand webcast. We've done many different topics that go out throughout there. And so today, we're going to be focusing on a few things, but from the lens, again, from an operations manager. So keep your questions coming today and really make sure that you leave here with understanding not only what M365 is, but also what is that project for the web? How can I get it? When can I get started? All those fun questions. We're going to save a little time here. We're going to go at you pretty fast. We want to make sure that you can see the tool and get into it and really experience it. And then again, we're going to pause. We have many other tutorials that are about, the definitions of project and really getting into the tactical. Today, we're going to focus on understanding the nuance between project management and operations management. Now, from your perspective, I'd be sitting there and saying, which camp, do I, and what role do I sit in? But let's define these today. So a project management organization, or the actual role here, is going to be a temporary endeavor, really defined. We're looking for results. There's start and finish. Typically, you're using a tool that's really detail oriented. You're tracking dependencies. Someone needs to understand that tool, but also the communication style and the effectiveness of getting that information out. So again, unique output, and there's an end. There's definitely an end. Even though we might have change requests, there's an end in process. For those folks that are on the line that joined, probably, you're more familiar. We're doing the day-to-day activities. There might be, repetitive output there, and we're overseeing and controlling what's going on from a business operations perspective. Some of you earlier we were chatting, more running a product or production line, manufacturing, understanding where you sit within that role is really how you're going to use this tool moving forward. Now, there is some overlap with these two, and we acknowledge that. While a project manager is really responsible for that execution from planning and finishing a project, again, they're looking at the scope and they're working with a group or a team of resources and really directly towards a common goal, which is to complete that project or multiple projects within a certain bucket of dollars that someone gave them and a timeline which is ever so creeping in. They need to view that and see that across the organization. We as operation managers, again, are looking at keeping things running smoothly, maybe across multiple products in this case, or potentially across the organization. We're usually a key part of an executive leadership role or committee that's looking across that, and they're looking to us to make sure that we can refine things, reduce where we can, and make things faster and easier. So from a tool perspective, we need something that's easy to use, quick, people can get trained on, and they're very comfortable using. So what then we could do is really assist everybody with that communication, coordinate across all those organizations, and drive that business from an operational manager perspective. Now, we did say there are some shared responsibilities, and from Miss White's book there on project management, there are really four key shared responsibilities with these two: budget, schedule, staffing, understanding resource utilization, all that good stuff, and then development of your organization skills, so those resource and what we have there. Now, you might be sitting there and say, hey, scratch your head, say, I sort of do both of these. And, what is going to show me that I can do with a little both? I'm going to show you a little bit of both, but really heavily into the operational area. And then you might want to ask yourself, which one do you more closely align to? Now we're talking the breadth of the tools that you folks can use. Now, if you answered that poll out there, some of you did, that said, hey, we actually have, we're using project in this capacity, okay? Um, you may already be using Office 365, which we're turning over to be called Microsoft 365. And there's a bunch of different colors out here, but as you start getting into the poll and really understanding what you folks use, and it looks like a lot of people, thanks for responding, have not used anything. They're really, this is exploratory. So this is great. Microsoft 365 gives you a lot of things to do, not only from a management perspective, but also getting into the weeds and rolling up their sleeves from an operational perspective. Today, I want to show you a really quick and easy way to sort of reinvent your tools using that Microsoft tool set. And we're really going to focus in on the new launch of Project for the Web today. End that poll here. All right, so what is Project for the Web? It is a totally new experience for folks that think, all right, Microsoft Project is a tool that you need to fight and argue with, that has dependencies, and you have to be trained in it. Nope, that's not the case here, okay? Very lightweight, quick, easy to use. Collaboration, very smooth. You're able to understand what people are working on, reach out to them, actually start and have meetings with folks all through the core set tool. Whether you're getting that data, and a lot of us as operational managers get all this data and do our darndest to present it to other folks and say, see, here's the drive of our product across different organizations. Here are the key points that we need to do. Here are the key milestones potentially. And it takes us such an effort to get that data to somebody so they can see it. And then they ask us to tweak it a little bit. And we have to go back through this rigor again of creating that report or creating that view. On the right-hand side, you're going to see this. It's very quick and easy way for you to create what you're doing across your different initiatives here and really quickly share that information. So that's what we're really excited to share today. And we're going to go ahead and get into that. But I want you to take away from here that although there are multiple tools and choices here, you folks really have the opportunity to drive that. From a role perspective, operations managers can really start to use this new project service called Project for the Web, and really start to provide that visibility to your organization. Now, for those folks that are out there that might manage complex scenarios out there, you can use both tools, and that's okay. You might have folks in your organization that use Agile, whether it's a Microsoft tool or something exterior. They can also use that. Use this as the belly button for all those initiatives to come in here, make your choice on what they're going to do, and drive that governance. Perfect. So let's go ahead and get into the tool. And I wanted to share a couple things here from the project perspective and really see, first of all, one, how flexible it is, quick and easy, lightweight. And then two, what you can do and where you can take your organization. And then lastly, how you can go ahead and get signed up so you can use this, even starting this afternoon. All right. So when we log in, again, we're on the web, so we don't need a particular tool that's tied to our desktop today. We log in Again, just formalities here. Office 365, so it recognizes who I am. Why is that important? Because that provides me the shell of what I can see and what I can do by permissions here. Very quick and easy landing page here. If I look and I see an initiative that I'd like, I can go ahead and put it up into my favorites so I can go back and see that information. And then I can get down into the details and create these quite simply. Well, before I get started, we might want to see from an operations manager perspective, the big view. What is the big picture here? Okay, so what are we looking at? We happen to be looking at a few different initiatives, this CloudCom, this Alpha project, and a few others that go across. But from my role, what I'm really trying to do is go across these multiple initiatives and potentially even multiple groups or domains within my organization. And I want to call out some things. In this case, maybe it's a production launch that we're doing, and we're looking at when things have to be submitted. Are they on track? Are they late? Is there any UAT in case the initiative or the program is complete? Now, if we're going into this might be a project manager happens to be managing at a lower detail, or you, again, sharing that role as a project manager, you may also go in here and create some of these projects. A project manager could come in here and take a look. Now, this is going back to that project manager's detailed schedule. And if I was to go into that project manager, you can see all that information just like Microsoft Project has inherent. And this is where they're going to manage that. But we as operational managers might just take some high level milestones in this case, and I could select a couple here if I wanted to, and actually go in here and add it up to my roadmap, okay, in this case. And when that comes through, I can check, hey, I want to add these to what row and it says alpha, I go ahead and hit add. And when I go back to here, I can see that under my alpha, I have my requirements complete, as well as my other complete milestone that I created. Now that might be step one. We have the pulse and we want to show exactly what this looks like to the organization. So is this on time? Is it on track? Well, I'm not sure, but we want to present it one way. I can go in here and say it's at risk or late. In this case, it's at risk. I want to elevate that. Well, how can we also create different projects and create them very quickly, copy and paste within our organization? Well, I'm going to share an example here. And in this case, we have production operations here. We can go in and create our new tasks. And here's a report back to upper management, however I want. I could add different milestones in here, whatever I'd like to do. As I see fit, I could see my completion assigned to. So let's go ahead and assign these maybe to an organization, team, or maybe just to a user. I can go through there and multiple assign people. As far as durations go, very lightweight. Okay, so this might be a milestone. So I can put in my 0 duration. It's going to make a milestone. Confirm strategy. Well, folks, that might take a little bit longer. So I might put in my 45 days. There's some other things I could do here. Maybe I do want some dependencies on here. Maybe I want to see some effort or some finish. I can go ahead and put these just like this very quickly. You can indent and outdent things very quickly. If, let's say, I want to go ahead and take this entire row, I can take a row all the way down to here. I can copy this information and paste it right in. So all that is very quick. Here's my copy and my paste. You can see right here. And if I can go in here and I'll go ahead and paste that right in. And while I was doing that, I actually also clicked on a really fun task, which I'll show you in just a second. So here comes my my paste that I just have. Notice the indentation is all there. So maybe this is my production release, and I can come in here and just edit this by clicking in right here. And maybe this is my production release for a particular organization. So as you're going through here and nimbly fixing things and going through, you can see it is quite easy to go through here and do. All through the web, again, that you have here. Now, You might say, okay, that's pretty cool, but I also have more of a agile, or I want to be able to see more of a Kanban board. You can do that. Right in here, you can see I have different views here under my initiative. Now I could have different buckets. In this case, I'm taking a look at in progress and completed. But if I'd like to sort or group by anything else, I can just come in here and say, you know what, I'm going to add this, and this is going to be for, this product line over here. And I might have, product line 1, and I might have product line 2 in this case. This can be automated as well. So you can sync these and have information at the task level that can put these right directly into these buckets. But for now, I can just take these and drag and drop some into my different product lines here. And you guys get the point, up to a point, whatever I'd like. Well, I want to go back over to my progress here. And you see right here, I can go ahead and just drag this. Align cross product department. Okay, that's in progress. Notice there's 50%. And as if I drag this same all the way to completed, it makes a completion right here. If I go back to my grid, I would see that completion. And I can also, with the new service here, the new tool, is I can see that project-centric timeline. So here we are. I have my project-centric timeline over here. I could scroll back, and just like we had in an organization, I could say, you know what, I gotta drag this in. We can't take this long, so I just literally drag and drop these. I can make dependencies by clicking right on here. Here's one. I can make it dependent. If I can't see the entire thing, I can very quickly zoom in and zoom out so I can see my entire line. Everything you can do, very quick, very easy within our tool set. Say right from here, I wanted to complete the risk escalation. Sorry about that. I can go ahead and click on here. It gives me a nice sound. If everybody could hear that, I could just do that one more time. This is kind of fun, right? Create, boom, there's my ding. And I also get a nice little cross mark across here. So very quickly, what we were able to show you from an operations perspective, you can come in here, create your initiatives very quickly, drag and drop, see how they're doing, roll them back up into a view programmatically. And in this case, I could come in here and assign that, what we just created, connect that project, go ahead and find my production project that I just created here, scroll down, add that in here, and off we're running. I did want to pause here to show, get some questions that I might have, as well as make sure that you're all aware of the web series that we're doing. And we're doing these, we have another one here at 1 o'clock. If you like this and you want to see additional detail, again, this was a teaser to get you folks started and really get you into it. Go ahead and jump out to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube, and search PPM Works. That's out there. Microsoft is sponsoring workshops. If you saw something you liked, reach out to us at info@ppmworks.com, and we can actually sit down, take a breath with you, understand how your organization wants to deliver results, and start an actual trial with you using your own data. So that's called workshops. Go ahead and reach out to us at info@ppmworks. Here's what I was just alluding to. We do have several on demand. We just finished 2 this week. What's new? A more in-depth, more of an hour long, as well as we have change managers coming up here this afternoon. And then prioritization and selection finishing off in November. And then we have some Power BI. Folks, you've taken a little bit of your time, so go ahead and get connected with us. Reach out to us for questions and answers. I'll be staying on. For the purposes of this recording, again, I wanted to thank everybody for joining. Have yourself a great day, and we are super excited with Microsoft to launch this project for the web, a very new tool, not only for our roles as operations managers, but also for all these other roles that are going to come out in the near future. Thanks, and have yourself a great day.